Nice to see you again. And today I'm going to be telling you about another legal business development concept, which is called the unique value proposition, the UVP for short. So what is this about? Well, a unique value proposition is like a competitive advantage. It's a differentiator. It's something which sets you apart from the competitors. The antonym of a unique value proposition is plain vanilla. So if you make a plain vanilla argument, you're saying the same generic things as your competitor. So if you're a lawyer and you say you're highly skilled and very professional and you answer in a timely fashion, that's nice, but that's exactly what a client would expect. And that is what all the other lawyers are saying as well. Those are plain vanilla arguments. A unique value proposition, however, is when you do differentiate yourself. So if you have that very challenging question, why should I work with you? And you can answer it so that you're not plain vanilla, so that you stand out, then that demonstrates that you have a unique value proposition. A common way for lawyers to do this would be through specialization. So you might simply say that you're not a lawyer, but you're an intellectual property lawyer, or a real estate lawyer, or a competition and antitrust lawyer. That's fine. The problem now is, of course, that you have many, many of these practice lawyers. Thus, to be able to stand out, you might need to differentiate further. You might not say that you're a real estate lawyer simply, but you could say, I'm a real estate lawyer with a focus on PPP, public-private partnerships, these kind of projects. That's your main area of activity. So one way to show a unique value proposition would be to demonstrate a niche area of expertise in an industry or a practice. Another type of unique value proposition would be to show that you can differentiate yourself through synergy, where 1 + 1 is 3. If you have two complementary services or two complementary skills, that would be a synergy differentiator. And that's one way not to be plain vanilla. So there are many different types of unique value proposition. Maybe you have a business model UVP. There's some way that you operate that gives advantage to your clients. There are two very difficult questions, actually, which you can be asked as a lawyer. The first question would be, why should I work with you? Which we've already addressed. So you need to be able to answer that in non-plain vanilla terms. And then the second question is even harder. And this would be, what can you offer me? And I don't mean offer in terms of legal expertise and competence and insight. I mean in terms of legal products, legal solutions. And this is very difficult because most of the law firms don't have very clearly defined products or solutions. Well, I'll tell you a secret, you should, because if you have something which you have defined and created as a product or a solution, you can then pitch it and you can propose it. It makes it easier for clients to buy. So product-based pitching is probably a good idea from a commercial perspective. So if someone asks you, why should I work with you? You need to be able to answer your practice UVPs or your personal UVPs. If someone asks you, what can you offer me? You need to be able to answer with your product UVPs. What are the products or solutions that you can offer that differentiate you from the competitors? It takes a little bit of time, and many law firms really haven't put that much effort or thought into defining and clarifying their unique value propositions. So this means when law firms grow, they tend to grow quite slowly, and they tend to grow organically based on passive referrals, word-of-mouth recommendation, repeat clients. And that's okay if you are happy to wait, let's say, 20 years for your legal startup to become market dominant. You could occupy a much larger market share, have more premium work, enjoy your work more, have bigger growth, rapid growth, if you define your UVPs. Clarify what differentiates you, what sets you apart, clarify what are the legal products that you can offer. I'm just remembering a few years ago, before I joined DLA Piper in Russia, I was working in legal recruitment and legal executive search. And what this meant was I had to interview lawyers for potential jobs. And maybe I wouldn't say it so directly. I wouldn't be so rude to them to say, why should I hire you? But that's what I was thinking. And when I would have 5 or 6 lawyers applying for a job, usually they would be giving plain vanilla answers. They would say, I speak fluent English and Russian. I have this good qualification. I have a red diploma. I worked in foreign companies. I studied abroad. Yes, that's good. It differentiates you maybe from 95%, 99% of the other lawyers in your jurisdiction. But compared to the other 5 or 6 guys outside, they're saying the same thing. And in this case, how did we choose who to hire? We chose either based on chemistry, whoever we just liked the most, or we chose based on salary in terms of the expectations compared to the colleagues. So this isn't what you want to happen for your law firm. You shouldn't and you mustn't compete in price. There are always going to be people cheaper than you. And while I'm sure you can be very nice and charming, it's going to be very hard for you to be more charming than the other clever lawyers also who can do this work. Therefore, to avoid this kind of dilemma, you need to clarify your unique value propositions, both in terms of your practice and personally, and in terms of the products that you can offer. You can see my email here. This isn't actually an easy thing for most lawyers and law firms to do. If you want any help with it or some ideas, I have lots of different legal papers on this that I've written. And you can also subscribe if you like